Good afternoon and welcome to the Irish Weather Network. I'm Carl. Well, the cold air has well and truly dug in here into the east coast, and it's actually 2 degrees colder at the time of this video going out, say about half to 3 o'clock, than it was at 9 o'clock this morning. It was 5.5 degrees at 9 o'clock. It's now 3.5 degrees now. This cold air is moving right across the country at the moment. I'd say it hit the west coast roughly probably early evening. So the whole country then would be under the influence of this icy blast from Scandinavia. Now, before I go on, I got a few emails, comments about, is this just going to be as bad as 2018 or is it going to be as bad as 2010? Well, 2010 and 2018 were completely different. 2010 was much colder than it was in 2018 when we had the beast from the east and Storm. Remember? Two different separate type of setups and scenarios and outcomes. But like compare today's or the beginning of this beast from the east compared to 2018. 2018 the winds came from Siberia. So it was a deeper cold pool of air that was drawn across northern Europe from Siberia. Yes, the cold weather is coming from Scandinavia, and it's cold enough for snow. So that's what we're going to touch on here. Is it cold enough for snow or whatnot? Yes, it is. Will the air temperatures be as low as 2018? Probably not. You just have to go day by day and see if the snow showers are going to be as intense as they were in 2018. We want to see, or will we know at this stage, if the frontal system coming up from the southwest is going to be as intense as the frontal system from Storm Emma? We just don't know. Because in 2018, we didn't know how intense the snow showers over the Irish Sea affecting the east coast was going to be until we were looking at the radar and the satellites, and we can see the development over the sea. Did we know exactly where they were going to hit earlier on that day? No, we didn't. Did we know how intense Storm Emma was going to be? No. This was all within, say, a 12-hour period before Storm Emma hit. We knew it was going to be strong easterly winds and subsequent blizzards, and over a metre of snow was recorded in parts of the Dublin and Wicklow mountains. Parts of Kildare got a substantial amount of snow as well. And parts of the east coast got snow for about 5 days running because of the snow showers coming in off the sea. Now, with the snow showers that are forecast, especially from, say, Monday evening onwards, where they're going to hit, we don't know. It's a nowcast. So, we, as I said, we have to check radar and satellite and see where they're building up over the sea. I know like some parts of the east coast during Storm Emma, or the week of Storm Emma, like here, we were under a shower train for about 2 hours, and it snowed continuously for 2 hours. And parts of Meath was dry. Parts of Louth had a lot of snow. Parts of South Dublin here was dry. Wicklow, again, in parts. So we just don't know where they're going to hit. And it does really depend on wind direction. If because of the land we have here along the east coast is exposed, some parts of the land is exposed to a long sea track from, say, Liverpool towards Dublin. But then you have Cardigan Bay towards Wexford is not as long as the sea track it is from Dublin or Meath or Louth towards Liverpool. So if you get a good easterly wind, parts of Dublin, northern parts of the county of Dublin, Meath and probably southern parts of Louth will be at greatest risk. If the winds go into a northeast direction, well, yeah, South Dublin, Wicklow, Wexford are more a threat. And if the winds are going southeast, you're talking about Meath, Louth, County Down, parts of Monaghan that will be at risk. So it does depend on wind direction to play a part of distribution of showers. So we just have to wait and see. We don't know how intense they're going to be. We don't know the distribution, and we just don't know where they're going to fall at the moment. If it's going to be pushing inland somewhat to inland parts of Leinster, southern parts of Ulster, Connacht, or eastern parts of Munster. Because the south coast, if a direct east wind, would be at threat from snow showers. But anywhere north of east, if the wind goes, well, the south coast is taken out of the equation. Now, with regards to the frontal band that's going to come in on, say, sometime early on Thursday morning, it's now forecasted to do so. We just don't know how intense it's going to be, even in the reliable time frame. Like yesterday's intensities was high. Like you're talking about 20 centimeters of snow on higher reaches of the McGillicuddy Weeks, Common Mountains, Wicklow Mountains. Any higher ground in Ireland. But today it shows that the front is going to move in quicker, but it's going to slow down over the east coast. With a line from say Wicklow to Donegal, it's going to stall. And you're going to have higher snow totals then. So this is a new part of the run that we didn't see in the last several runs, and so the snow is going to continue into Friday morning and give higher totals. Is this going to happen? We just don't know yet. It's something to watch. It could all this front could move through quick enough, but it's coming up against a blocking high. So I'm confident that this frontal system will be slow moving across the island. Will give a lot of snow in places, 5 to 10 centimetres widely. Will it stall up the northern, say, portion of the island? It's debatable. So we'll just have to wait and see coming closer to the time. It's exactly the same in Storm. I mean, we didn't know if the frontal system was going to march across the island from the southeast up until the northwest. There was actually a second period of snowfall that wasn't even due. It was later on I think it was a Friday afternoon, that brought more snowfall to the east coast as well. That wasn't forecast even that morning. So little features can sometimes pop up along the way. With Thursday, it's different because it's a frontal band coming in. The storm depression associated, this is hundreds of miles west of the west coast of Ireland. So a storm, remember, that depression came up over the country. So you just have to keep in touch with the forecast during the week. Nobody can tell you now for certain what's going to happen on Thursday. And also I got a few more emails and comments about what's going to happen after this when you come into next weekend. Is the cold going to stay in place? Is the Atlantic going to break through? Well, we'll be putting out a 10-day forecast tomorrow, Monday, to cover this. There's a battleground going on between the cold to the east and the Atlantic air that wants to come in from the west. So when this occurs, and because of Ireland and the size of our island, we're only a little tiny speck, the battleground could be right through the centre of the country. The west could be mild and the east could be cold, or there could be the cold air stops in the Irish Sea and the whole island is in mild air. Which was set up in 2006, if I recall it correctly. So just keep in touch with the forecast this week, because it is an interesting week of weather. We don't have the deep cold pool of air that we had in 2018. These winds are directly from the east, so they're going to be cold this time of year. February naturally is our coldest month, so it will be bitterly cold everywhere. And with terms of, as I said, the distribution of showers, we'll just have to kind of wait and see. So I'm going to go through this forecast up until midnight on Friday evening of this week into the early hours of Saturday morning. I am not brave enough to go beyond Saturday at this stage because it's all chopping and changing, but we'll do this week for us because it's interesting weather-wise, and I think there is a few surprises in store for us as well. So we have the upper air temperatures here. As you can see, these are just over the centre of the Irish Sea. We have the minus 10 isotherm, the 850 millibar level. So we have a good cold pool of air. This is the minimum requirement we need for snow here, so that's in place. As we run through, it still sticks around by even to Wednesday, minus 10. So, as I said, minus 11 gets colder again just before this frontal system comes in here. So it's pulling in colder air from over the UK as well. So we have the cold air in place across the island. So anything that falls from the sky will be more or less snow. So as we come up to this frontal system coming in, now the warmer air aloft from the Atlantic is trying to make its way up, but because colder air is denser than mild air, the cold air will hug the ground. Now, when you get rain falling through a cold layer, if the layer of cold is only thin, you'll get freezing rain. But I don't think you'll get freezing rain from this because it is a deep wedge of cold air hugging the ground. So that's why if these temperatures here are now redundant, the upper air temperatures. So if I go to the surface temperatures, you'll see they're still cold. You're looking at 1 degree in Dublin, 2 inland, 1 Cavan, and freezing point in Northern Ireland. So now these upper air temperatures are now redundant, they're gone. The cold air is in place. Anything falling from the sky will be of snow, and we will see the milder air. There we are of the southwest quadrant of the island start to push up. But this is now 7 o'clock on Friday. It is still falling as snow here in this part of the island, and this is a good 10 hours after the event hits here. So whether this front stalls here or not, we don't know. If it does stall, it's likely to give a lot of snow in places. But again, we keep in tune to the forecast, and even up until it starts of the southern part of the island, it's marginal here. It turns back to rain, while it still could be of a wintry flavour over Northern Ireland. Now, this is the precip chart showing the snow in the colder air, and then obviously the rain belt that's in the Atlantic. This has no influence on our weather at the moment. Maybe giving us a bit of drizzle now and to Munster during the course of the rest of the day, Sunday. But over in England and the Low Countries and parts of Germany, this is Storm Darcy. It's given a lot of snow, a substantial amount of snow to East Anglia and the London region. It could be up to 5 to 10 centimetres here in a short space of time, and even more again northern parts of Germany and the Low Countries. This is all associated with the cold air that's coming in from the east, and this rain belt is turning to snow over a wide area. Now zooming back in closer to home, we have this drizzly weather down in Munster. That should clear off later on in the evening. We have a few wintry flurries that's over the Irish Sea. They can make their way into the East Ulster, probably Louth, Meath Coast, probably maybe Dublin. But I wouldn't be overly concerned about these showers in the Irish Sea, given anything, maybe a dusting in places. But as we go through the rest of Sunday evening into Monday morning, we might get a few showers now starting to crop up across northern parts of Leinster. And we have an east to northeasterly wind. They could give it a dusting or a centimetre or two in places. I reckon that overnight Monday, the showers will get more frequent and they'll get heavier. And they'll push inland because there is more of a wind behind these showers than push these all inland. Now, the air is even colder again, and as I explained on a couple of days ago about the sea surface temperatures, this will destabilise the atmosphere here over the Irish Sea. So anywhere from southern Scotland all the way down to southern part of Wales, all in this area here across the Irish Sea, this cold air will interact with the warm sea surface temperatures, so showers can crop up anywhere. Again, in the Celtic Sea as well, so parts of maybe Waterford and Cork here along the coastline can be affected as well, depending on the wind direction. So these showers in nature will be heavy, and where they fall, they're going to give a couple of centimetres of snow, no problem. Again, there will be hit and miss. Later on Tuesday, they kind of seem to retreat back to the east coast, anywhere along the east. And then as we go into Wednesday morning, more snow showers start to come back in again from the Irish Sea. It looks like we have the winds starting to ease down a bit, so these showers will probably just eastern coastal counties inland a bit, so maybe even Kildare, Carlow, parts of Monaghan, maybe even the Cavan, Westmeath be at risk, but I think it could be the heavier part of the showers will be just along the coast. So as we push through then into Thursday, now we have this frontal system that's coming in from the Atlantic, and they're making its presence felt across Munster just after midnight on Wednesday night into the early hours of Thursday morning. So it's starting to come in earlier again than it was yesterday and the day before's runs. So we push up across the country. It seems to be a kind of quick affair now this time, but then she stalls over the east and north. Now we're into midday on Friday, and it's still snowing in these regions. This I say be primarily over Wicklow Mountains, but this is down to lower levels in Ulster. So this is new. This wasn't shown there the last couple of days. As we go through the rest of Friday into the Saturday morning is where they stop. The milder air is coming in with more rain belts off the Atlantic, so I say higher ground will still receive some sort of wintry precipitation, while lower levels will be just rain or sleet, definitely rain over the western half of the island. I will not go beyond this, as I said, I'm not that brave, and I'll show you the winds now on Sunday, which will be a factor because windchill plays a part now, especially Monday and Tuesday, as wind does play a major part now because the gusts are coming in, making it feel exceptionally cold across the land and around the coastal areas again. You'll feel the brunt of these gale force gusts. Winds seem to decrease slightly over the course of the next few days. Wednesday will be a quietish day, but ahead of the rain belt, the front coming in on Thursday, the winds will increase again and become very, very strong and gusty across the island. So it'll be feeling raw out and about. Now these are the winds on Thursday. And you see the strong southeasterly winds. And it's going to be a bitterly cold day with the low temperatures. And then whatever precip that's falling, which will be of snow in places. So it's a day to be stay indoors basically. So look, that's the way the weather is shaping up for the rest of the week. This video is long enough. It covers a bit of detail. I'm sure as we go through the week now, each day is going to bring something different, maybe a few surprises here and there. So I'll keep in touch over the course of the week. It is an interesting week of weather to come. With a battleground of the air masses as well, we still don't know if the high pressure is going to win out, the low pressure is going to bring it, and it's mild southwesterlies in. So it's worth keeping in tune with the forecast through the whole week. But there will be a few surprises here and there, and chops and changes as always when it comes to weather forecast on this little island, this little tiny speck that's in the North Atlantic Ocean. So if you like this channel, hit that like button there, subscribe to the channel, and I'll keep on making content like this. And no matter where you are, stay safe, wrap up warm, and take care. Bye bye.